similar fortunes for these two teams. 1 win, 1 defeat, and 1 drawn encounter. 4 points for Mount Pleasant Football Academy, 4 points for UWIFC. However, should one of these teams get 3 points on the night, they could shoot all the way up into the top 4. It's a big game for these two teams. UWI, they are the home team, but we're here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex, a famous battleground for Arnett Garns, who are out of action tonight. There is no red tonight, but there is blue and white. One of these teams could be singing the blues. None will be red hot, but for UWI, having drawn their encounter against Arnett Garns last week Monday night, they'll be hoping for 3 points here tonight. We do apologize because the normal broadcasters had to pull out late notice. So guess what? Allen Sports Network stepped forward, and hence the reason you're having the game here tonight. We will take the national anthem, and from there, the starting 11 for both teams. A lovely national anthem precludes what is expected to be an intense battle. I won't do it alone because I'm joined by my Brazilian friend Romario de Silva. Romario, good night, and what a fantastic battle we're expecting here tonight.
Yes, what a very encounter between Mount Pleasant and UWI. UWI, they have drawn in Arnett Garden last week Monday, and this is a momentum for them building to going into this encounter, which I think both teams will be attacking, right? And we will see who draw first blood.
And the Mount Pleasant Football Academy team, they would have had a coaching change. Started with Donovan Duki, who took them to a 4th place finish last year in the competition. And out went Duki, in stepped Tiga Davis, who actually led them to the Premier League, and then he was relegated to a minor position with the coaching staff. Donovan Duki now out of the picture. Paul Tiga Davis, this is his 3rd game in charge. He got 1 drawn result and 1 win already. He's hoping to get 3 more points for this Mount Pleasant Football Academy team. And UWI, they're no pushover, the team in white. They've gone through an extensive change, UWI, because last season they would have gone with a budget. $30 million they spent to keep their spot in the Premier League. Now they've gone with 80% students, this UWI team. So hence the reason, a change teams, change strip. But pretty much it could be a similar story for the team here tonight.
Just Donovan Duki is no longer at the club, and you see, it's the same players, right? So they can get the job done. Last season, I see Mount Pleasant. They're running all over, and they get to the quarter final of the stage. So I think with this team now get it on. The players are the same, and let us see what they can do tonight.
For UWI, the team in white, Amal Knight will be in goal to John Williams. Zelarno Barnes, who is no stranger to the Tony Spalding Sports Complex, played at Arnett Garns last season. Fabian McCarthy, Thorne Simpson, Shawayne Barrett, Michael Heaven, Andrew Humphrey, Javoy Belnavis, Rashawn Plummer, and Damana Solomon is the captain. UWI gets things underway, and an early touch here for the captain, McCarthy. Ball played long downfield. And UWI early on the attack. The Mount Pleasant team last season, they were one of the best defensive teams. Here's Daniel Green inside the box. Early chance here. And that second touch may have taken him away from goal. And the chance went to Beck in there, but good intensity in the opening seconds of this contest.
Yes, this team will continue running, especially UWI. They've played last week, and against Arnett Garden, I've seen there is a pressing. Arnett Garden is known for a pressing team, but with UWI, they have the compassion to do what a team will progress. But I think tonight they have a solid battleground with Mount Pleasant, who is also an attacking team.
And Sula McCullough gets an early touch. Here is Ladale Ritchie, wears the captain's armband. Ricardo Campbell will try to do the mop-up work. Came over last season from Humberline and has been a rock at the back for this Mount Pleasant Football Academy team. Here they are. Jamil Hardware. Not necessarily well-traveled, played at Boystown when they got relegated, made the move to Arnett Gardens. Now we're in blue for Mount Pleasant. Here's UWI though with possession in the middle of the park. And a clumsy challenge here from Cardell Benbow, and a free kick for the UWI team inside their half though.
But for Cardell Benbow, he's a player that I've been watching him for 4 years, and then going into the Manning Cup and how he progressed into the Premier League. A strong player, and his killer instinct is on the wing and cutting in. What a wonderful player he is.
And here's the header clearance now, and a miscued clearance there at the back. Beckford trying to get to it, won't get to it though. Shawayne Barrett gets possession for UWI. Solomon clears. And the captain, you talk about experience. They're only their second season, Mount Pleasant Football Academy, but loads of experience in this team. Here's Daniel Green, played in that under-23 team. UWI again. Cutting inside was Belnavis. Here's Zelarna Barnes. Goes further left, ball forward now, trying to pick out Thorne Simpson, and it goes all the way through to goalkeeper Vargas. And
seems
worrying,
to take a knock.
Yeah, worrying for Cardell Benbow. You remember last season for a decent chunk of it, he was out because of injury, because of a groin injury. While, well, not last season, but the season before, while he was at Waterhouse, when Donovan Ducky was at Waterhouse as well.
Well, it was a plague on him for his injury last season, and Donovan Ducky but he brought him at Mount Pleasant, and this is the thing, it's the geniuses of Donovan Ducky. You know that he have the injury, but what he said, all right guys, what you're going to do, you're going to sit down, you're going to recuperate and come, and he take them to the quarterfinal.
Here's the Damana Solomon. Now Daniel Green being employed as a number 9, he's that point man at the top, but I don't think that's necessarily his best position. Here is Cardell Benbow to Green, gets by one, almost. Good defending here from UWI. Here's Belnavis again inside to Zelarna Barnes. Barnes lays it off now to Williams, who goes back to his captain, Solomon. Now UWI trying to calm things down. Good turn from Zelarna Barnes. Goes forward onto his left foot. Chips this one over the top on the left side. That's a lovely ball from Zelarna Barnes. Here's a shot towards goal. And it goes over the crossbar. So early intentions shown by UWI.
Good build up there, and that's a swung over, but he should have just controlled it, look over and just swab it in the 18 yards box to get to one of his teammates to get ahead other than that.
Here is Mount Pleasant now trying to get out from the back through Ladale Ritchie. Now to Benbow, who is fouled. Free kick for the team in blue. Now Campbell.
But you look at this Mount Pleasant team, as Words has been saying that they have invested a lot, more than any other team in the Red Stripe Premier League. As you can see that they brought a lot of experienced players in their club. This is their second season in the Premier League, and they look like a team that they are playing for years.
If you look in the team, throughout the team, these are players who would have been playing in the Premier League for a couple of seasons. I remember maybe about 3 years ago or 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, Daniel Green playing for Brazil. Here's a lovely pass to Green, on point, a lovely save from Amal Knight though.
That's a wonderful true pass and a lovely shot by Amal Knight, but Amal Knight came up big and he made that stop to it.
Here's a ball inside the area again, headed out this time from UWI. And coming away with it is Fabian McCarthy. He's such a calming influence in the middle of the park for UWI. but that was a decent enough effort. It was a very good save from Amal Knight.
And Amal Knight, I've been watching him, a wonderful guy coming up in the Manning Cup to playing for Hulmers. And I can see that Walker Cup that that season was one of his best season, and I can see that he's a good goalkeeper that we're having in the future. But you know, a lot of time I've been saying that he's not called up to the prominence of the national side and to represent Jamaica in the right way that he wants to. But he's a good goalkeeper.
Here's Kevon Isaac, another one of those players who would have made the move to Mount Pleasant Football Academy. There's a player down, looks to be Daniel Green. And talking about the players and the experience in this Mount Pleasant Football Academy team, you look at Jamil Hardware is a national player. Ladale Ritchie would have played in the national team as well. Ricardo Campbell came over from Humble Lion. Isaac came over from Humble Lion. Bedford Benbow from Waterhouse. Benbow, a national player as well. Daniel Green would have played at Brazil when they did make it to the Premier League, made the move to Harbourview, then to Mount Pleasant Football Academy. So Sule Makala would have been at Portmore United. So it's a team full of experience. And if you look and you have Evan Taylor on your bench, it shows that you're a pretty decent, well, more than decent team.
Yeah, so as I said, the playing style of Mount Pleasant, it is their second season, and they look like they're playing for 10 years because of the nurture of experience they input in their team, and so they can give them results. They went to the quarterfinal last season.
Here's Isaac with a shot. Sorry about that, Mario, but that was an effort on goal from Kevon Isaac that went wide. So far we've seen, 2 shots from Mount Pleasant, 1 on target, brought out a lovely save from Amal Knight, but that one went wide of the target. Remember, Michael Heffen would have shared a lovely defensive duo partnership with Dino Schaff, who has left UWI for Arnett Gardens. And I played in that game last Monday night against UWI. But Damana Solomon is someone with experience. Played for the national team as well, Damana Solomon. Would have won the Premier League with Portmore United as well. So lots of experience on both teams. Even though UWI, a lot of these players are students, players on scholarship.
Yep.
But they do pack experience. Here's Damana Solomon now at the back, the captain for UWI, with the captain's armband being worn by Amal Knight. Ball over the top looking for Thorne Simpson. Headed out by Ladale Ritchie. To Sule Makala, then to Jamil Hardware, back to Makala. Makala now to Daniel Green, and a foul here.
That was
and
a crunching
O'Shane
tackle.
Nation immediately signals to the bench. And speaking about his players, Sule Makala, I believe, would have played alongside, would have played in that Portmore United team with Damana Solomon.
So even though these two teams, they pretty relatively know each other because they were at the same club before the transfer season, and they go to different respective clubs. But as for Suwayne McCullough, a wonderful player, a gifted player, and I see the future for him. He's going on well.
Yeah, going on very well. And you talk about battles within the battles. Alwyn Harvey, the number 4 for Mount Pleasant Football Academy, played at Humble Lion, I believe, then left Humble Lion, and towards the end of last season was at UWI and now at Mount Pleasant Football Academy. So a lot of movements in the Premier League.
But you're looking into the team mobility about these players. They're moving from one clubs to the other and stuff. Sometimes they try to find their comfort zone to get their sparks on, but you know, where their destiny lie, that's where they're at.
So Sule Makala off the park. Here's a free kick. Ladale Ritchie will take it. 4 players in front. Lovely ball. Beckford there trying to tee it up for Daniel Green. Good defensive work from Campbell. Now Isaac fighting for possession with McCarthy. Goes all the way back to Damana Solomon. Now to Bell Navis. Good touch. I like the look of Javoy Bell Navis here. Yes, McCarthy surveying his options. Is inside to Williams. Back to Damana Solomon. That was dangerous for Solomon. Gets it now to Michael Heaven. McCarthy, Heaven.
I know that the season is young, but to say that you could put UWI as a contender for the Red Stripe Premier League 2019-2020 season.
They're always there. Thereabouts. They got to the semi-final a couple of seasons ago when they were coached by Marcel Gale. Here's Isaac now for Mount Pleasant. Now to Beckford. To Kevon Isaac, who's decided to go all the way back to Swilly McCullough, who is back on the park. And to Harvey. Back to McCullough. Now Ladale Ritchie gets a touch. And good to see both of these teams taking their time to build up play. But this is what annoys you as a commentator, as a supporter, as a lover of football, is that after some good intricate passing, then there's this long ball upfield that's pretty much aimless most of the time.
Yes. As what spectators will say, is even us as commentator, we like end-to-end action, you know, good build-up of passing and executing the shot right and properly so we can have an excited encounter.
There's a ball inside the box that's cleared by Ladale Ritchie.
That's a throw to UWI.
So far, only Amal Knight with that save of the two goalkeepers would have been called into action. No action yet for Vargas. There's a throw in. Here's Belnavis. Back to McCarthy. Inside now to Williams. Well, that's Zelarna Barnes. Twisting and turning, Zelarna Barnes. He gets it back to McCarthy, who goes down, wins a free kick for his team.
Zelarna Barnes there, I think he is the real orchestrator into this UWI team. He get the passes, he control the ball, he turns, he look for easy option space to slot it in. So I think you can expect this and much more from him in this encounter.
Struggled with his fitness while at Arnott Gardens last season, Zelarna Barnes, but at his best, a former national youth player, at his best is just super to watch. As a cultured left foot, I don't think he will go direct to goal from here. Belnavis does has a kick on him. He's walked away from it. McCarthy, the senior player, the national player, is also hovering around. UWI, they would really want to get a go-ahead goal here. Zelarna Barnes is there, so to Andrew Humphrey. Humphrey steps away from it. Here's Zelarna Barnes inside. Took a deflection. They're appealing for handled ball. No, says referee Shane Nation. All they will get is a throw in UWI.
It doesn't seem that he touched the arm of the Mount Pleasant player, but they're still hailing, signaling to the referee Nation that it's in handball. The throw by UWI.
Humphrey looks as if he wants to launch this one long inside the box. Can be very dangerous if he does so. Swilly McCullough gets the head, but it went to goal and tipped over by Vargas. So his first bit of action there. And it didn't come from a UWI player.
Yeah, normally as a goalkeeper Vargas, he's the one player I've seen that from the Latin American country, Panama, who has been here for 2 seasons now. Normally there was a Brazilian at Mount Pleasant. He was here for a couple of months and now he's gone back. But I see with the cultures and the Latinos here in Jamaica, Vargas has seen that the players have been playing the longest in the Red Stripe Premier League in the history.
And I tell you what, Waterhouse would have had 2 players from Colombia in their ranks. Malines United has a player from Canada. I understand they're sorting out to try and get a player from Germany as well. So it speaks about the diversity of the league, and I can't remember a time where we've seen so many overseas-based players playing in our local national league. Ladale Ritchie is down, by the way, being attended to, as you can see there.
But there was a player from Brazil that played for Waterhouse. I don't know if he played in the CONCACAF League Nation for Waterhouse, but his name is Calvi. He's a Brazilian. He plays here, but now he's back. So I don't know what happened with the contract with the Waterhouse or administration and with Calvi.
Yeah, and many persons will bring up names and call names right around the competition over the years of overseas-based players who would have played here in the Premier League. My most recent memory would have been Leslie St. Fleur from Bahamas, who would have won the Premier League with Montego Bay United. So it's a drop ball. It's a UWI. Here's McCarthy. Now to Belnavis. Not sure why he would have gone for that chip ball over the top, Belnavis. as Rushan Plummer was on the far side, so too Barrett. It's a throw in for UWI. So no goal so far, but still good entertainment in the minutes that we've seen so far. Here's Yui.
Both teams trying to get their snatches together and to pull off to a brilliant execution, but we have not seen yet from both teams. But I think we are going to see some exciting encounter.
Yeah, here's another shot from Williams, that time that took a deflection and off for a corner kick for UWI. Their second corner kick in the last 3 or so minutes. Yet to really make one count with their first effort. Didn't count.
But there's a problem with Mount Pleasant. Watching them from last season is their defense. It's not of the tightest that you can see in the league, and they easily concede goals. But there's one thing into their team that they needs to fix, and I think that is the defense line.
Here they are again, trying to defend this one. Oh, there's a break here for Mount Pleasant Football Academy. Daniel Green gets it to Cardell Benbow on the left-hand side. Benbow cuts inside on his right boot. Here now is Isaac. Gets a shot off, but straight to Amal Knight. I think maybe it took a little bit too long to get that shot off, but good defensive work from UWI and in particular Williams.
What a build up there. What a pass to Cardell Benbow with his tricks and his footworks. Turn the ball, stop, he looks and he passes it. A beautiful shot there and coming up big goalkeeper Amal Knight.
And here's the danger for UWI. You saw there is the kind of pace that this Mount Pleasant Football Academy team possess. They do have pace with Daniel Green, Cardell Benbow. Kemar Beckford is no slouch as well. So they have to be careful because the middle of the park in Williams and McCarthy, they're not the quickest players. So if Mount Pleasant Football Academy can break through the middle, it can be problems for UWI. Here's Alarna Barnes. First touch was a poor one. Now to Jamil Hardware, gets it back. Now to Isaac. Now Sule McCullough. Benbow shoved off it. Free kick, Mount Pleasant. And UWI here conceding, and Mount Pleasant Football Academy, they're so busy going forward. And this is one of the things that Paul Teagat Davis would have instilled in the team when they came to the Premier League playoff, and what he's trying to get back into this team. The owner, Peter Gould, would have said it on so many occasions that he wants to see risk football, attacking football, and he wasn't getting that from Donovan Ducky, hence the reason there had to be a change. Here's a free kick. Ladale Ritchie puts this one inside the box. Heads go up, headed up by UWI. As far as Daniel Green gets by one, deflection. Still a chance here, side netting. And it's a goal kick for UWI.
Try to wrap his foot around that one and go into the net side. So I think Mount Pleasant, they're getting their notch together, and for them to execute when the time is matter, when the time is really right for them.
Here they are again, possession taken away. Good move here from Beckford. Jamil Hardware was asking for it. Back to Beckford. And lays it off on the far side, and it was far asking too much of Latoy Leng. Right fullback. So a good opportunity there, not capitalized on by the Mount Pleasant team. It was a poor pass really from Kemar Beckford. And if I have any criticism of this UWI team so far in this contest, is the long balls. You're not going to get by Ladale Ritchie and Ricardo Campbell at the back with those long balls. Those are meat and drink for them. Here's another one, and again Ladale Ritchie cuts it out. So they won't be effective with those long balls inside the Mount Pleasant defensive area. Here's Jamil Hardware. That's a lovely ball over the top. And maybe too much on it. Daniel Green couldn't get to it.
We've seen some passes from Mount Pleasant. UWI tend to drop back a bit, and stuff, trying to get in the long balls with those tall defensive players who get it very easily. They will take that all night. So you have to get the ball on the pitch, bounce the ball, move the ball in spaces, and you can get the depth of Mount Pleasant Academy.
Here now is Alarna Barnes. Gets it now to Barrett. Barrett gets by one. Now to Simpson, back to Barrett. Oh, that was a lovely challenge from Ladale Ritchie. Decisive. And should be offside, Daniel Green. He is. And there are persons contending. He was in an offside position when the ball was initially played.
Yeah. But I really say that is a cheeky one. He wanted to get by the linesman. But he spotted that long way before.
Oh, possession given away. Here's a ball now to Daniel Green. It's Green. Good defensive work again. And the offside flag was up on that far side again.
You can see that the attitude of this Mount Pleasant team, they want to get an early goal. The attacking keep coming. They keep coming. They're looking ways to execute all their passes and to get a proper shot at the goal.
And one of the things, so they have to be mindful of is that Cardell Benbow, he generally cuts in from the left-hand side on that right foot of his, don't necessarily narrows the play and stifle the run of Daniel Green. If he stays wide, he will give his team space, and Jamil Hardware, from what he has shown and what we know of him, can pick a pass. Here's Sule McCullough, chipped over the top. Emmanuel Solomon gets possession. Here's McCarthy taken down, free kick UWI.
I think this UWI team, they need to get things right on the pitch. You know, you can see that the captain is trying to settle down the team and said, guys, we just need to keep focus and bounce the ball on the ground, right? Rather than playing this long ball, which they're not getting anywhere with it.
Yeah, and that's the hallmark of this UWI team. I remember when they came to the Premier League, their first game was actually against Arnett Gardens here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. And I do believe that that game ended 4-0 in favor of the home team at Arnett Gardens. They've come a long way from that, would have gotten to a semi-final, as we said, maybe 2 semi-finals in the Premier League since then. And it's a hallmark of their team. They put the ball on the turf and they try to pass the ball around. Here is UWI again. Barrett trying to get by one, and they do have skillful players in the form of Barrett and also Belnavis. And someone who is so calm in the middle of the park as McCarthy, Fabian McCarthy. So you put those together, Barrett, Fabian McCarthy, who is calm in the middle, Barrett on one side, Belnavis on the right-hand side, and Zelarna Barnes through the middle. They do have a pretty decent unit going forward.
I think for this UWI team, they're giving Mount Pleasant too much space, getting comfortable to execute their passes, and I think that can be very dangerous for them.
So throwing again. We talk about attacking football with Paul Teagat Davis. Here's Harvey now going forward for Mount Pleasant. Gets it wide. Here's Daniel Green. Now to Beckford. Beckford back easy, trying to look for Daniel Green. I'm not sure why, because Humphrey was all alone, or Harvey rather was all alone on the right-hand side. Here's Sule McCullough. Cuts inside. Here's Harvey. Now to Hardware. Ritchie. Back to Ritchie. Chipped over the top, and again is an opportunity. I don't think he will get the better of Ricardo Campbell. He doesn't get the better of Ricardo Campbell. I feel throwing UWI. That was unfortunate there.
You're talking about 9. The attacking philosophy of Paul Teagat Davis. I could remember when he was at Arnett Garden at the time. We have a young talented team with the likes of Kirk Ramsey, who was the top notch of Arnett Garden at the time, and that crop of play that he had around, and all attacking games and all attacking, thirds of Paul Teagat Davis. So you can see taking over this Mount Pleasant team where they have the younger speed foot and likes of Cardell Bembos and others, they can get the job done for him.
Yeah, he was the leading goal scorer for the national team at one point as well. So an attacker coming to coach and wants to see attacking football. I do remember that Arnett Gardens team plays similar to this Mount Pleasant Football Academy team, pass the ball around. And if you remember, he actually won the Premier League with Montego Bay United a few seasons ago, beating Portmore United in the final 2-1 at the Montego Bay Sports Complex. And that Montego Bay United team was a team that passed the ball around, swift movements, the like of Otti as well, who was very pacey, very quick. Those kind of movements, and those are synonymous with teams coached by Paul Teagat Davis. It's McCarthy now, possession given away. And again at the back.
In terms of attack with Paul Teagat Davis, quick feet, quick thinking, quick execution, I think that is the key role that he instilled into these players.
That was a strong challenge from Ricardo Campbell on Thorne Simpson. It's a free kick here for the UWI team on this right-hand side. And what can they do with this one? Looks to be Humphrey going over to take it.
Not seeing a large support of Mount Pleasant. I wonder if because of the rain that we have early on. Well, because I know they're coming out in numbers.
That and St. Dan is pretty far from here. Here's Humphrey. Cross this one towards the back post. Vargas opts to punch this one. And was trying to put that one back in the ear of Rashawn Plummer. Less said about that, the better.
So yelling to Vargas, his teammates telling him that he could have hold that ball rather than punching it. But I think that's the goalkeeping style of Vargas. You can see that he's a good goalkeeper, but sometimes the execution.
It's a lovely pass to Beckford. Here's a chance. Gets around the goalkeeper. The angle was close, but good defending.
Good defending, good keeping by Hamal Knight there. He got a touch to it and to clear it off the line. His teammate. Wonderful, wonderful defending there.
The timing of the advancement from Amal Knight there was almost pinpoint perfect. Forced Beckford wide. The angle became acute, it became close, and good defending from Michael Heaven at the back for UWI. Here's a corner kick for Mount Pleasant Football Academy. And again, we spoke earlier about the kind of pace that they break with the team in blue. This one swung towards the back post, heads go up, still a chance there. And it trickles through for Amal Knight. And coming back to the option of Vargas to punch, I won't criticize him too much, simply because we've had a lot of rain in the carpet here, and the ball is wet, the surface is wet, and you don't want to gamble with trying to catch the ball and it falls from your hand and you give up a goal. So the best option is to punch, but the problem there is that he didn't get it far.
That's true.
Here's Barrett. Inside now to Thorne Simpson, back to Barrett. He's trying to get back. Simpson got a touch there.
That's a rough challenge.
You can hear it from even here. Ricardo Campbell. It's a tough cookie, Ricardo Campbell. And O'Shea Nation, whenever O'Shea Nation comes here to the Tony Spalding Sports Complex, the Arnett Garden supporters, they would take you back to the quarterfinal contest.
Yes, yeah.
And when he gave goalkeeper Mikhail Harrison a red card early in the fixture, the first leg against Cavalier. Arnett Gardens went on to lose and lose badly.
And I think that is a memory that never will come out of the Arnett Gardens spectators' head.
There's a lot of memories here at Arnett Gardens, some good ones and some not so good ones.
I've seen some good ones and some bad ones.
But it's a club with a lot of tradition.
If you could go all the way back into the semi-final, Waterhouse versus Arnett Garden, with Mr. Monday Night Tuffy Henderson there, where they introduced the referee. Her name is
Odette Hamilton.
Odette Hamilton.
I remember that.
She didn't have a good night
that
well with both teams.
Here's McCarthy now, hoping to have a good night for his team UWI. He can't hit them, McCarthy, but he's about to get it up and over the wall and down in time. Lovely shot. And tell you what, it wasn't that far away.
Well, good free kick. He just wanted to get his body a little bit over the ball and execute it so that he can power that shot right in the V. And that'll probably give Mr. Vargas some trouble in time.
So far, we've seen shots towards goal. Not a lot on target, though. And Mount Pleasant Football Academy, they would have had the better of exchanges. Here's a move from Beckford, rolls it across the area. Real melee in front of goal. And McCarthy comes away with possession. Daniel Green seemed to be the Mount Pleasant player down. Well, a process of elimination. It's not Daniel Green. Looks to be Cardell Benbow. It was really a goal-mouth scramble there. And in the end, you can't really knock referee O'Shane Nation too bad, because there was a lot to see or not see in that incident.
So he was right there watching. So as you can see, when the tackle is made, he rejected it and said, come on, let's play football. But there's a lot of people might criticize the refereeing of referee Nation. But to see how critical he is, he always been there watching the game. And whenever it's time to give a foul or stuff, he always to be on point. Sometimes he can make a little mistake, but I think he's a good referee.
Yeah, he's a FIFA referee, O'Shane Nation. Let's see if there's a drop ball here. It's a throw-in, is it?
Cardell Benbow seems fine.
Yeah, it's good to see a challenge like that. Players are back up and can walk on their own. Possession given to UWI because they had put it out for Benbow to be attended to. Now that I'm not sure why, because when he got hit, he was actually off the field already.
Yeah.
So the game could have carried on. Here's McCarthy. Back to Amal Knight. Back to Fabian McCarthy. And did very well there, Fabian McCarthy. Showing the reason why he was maybe a first choice pick in a Theodore Tapa Whitmore team in the middle of the park. Here is Barrett. Not sure the intention there of Barrett. Here's McCarthy again. This one over the top. Good take from Humphrey. And then gives up possession to Harvey. No, Kevon Isaac gives back possession to Zelarna Barnes. Barnes cuts back inside. Here's Bell Navis. McCarthy goes for the shot. That may have taken a deflection. Let's wait to see. Referee O'Shane Nation concurs with me that it did take a deflection and is out for a corner kick for UWI.
UWI try to get into their strive of things and stuff. So I think with this attitude going ahead, they can get a goal in the first half.
At this stage, Romario, who do you see with a couple minutes to go till the halftime break? Who do you see if there is to be a goal, as this one is headed out for another corner kick? If there is to be a goal in this first half, who do you think might get it?
Mount Pleasant, to be sure. They are the one in the attacking. They are the one who seems hungry so far. So I think they will draw the first blood.
And I tell you what, there are some UWI supporters that will really laugh at you should they get a goal from this corner kick. Here it is now. Swung inside, heads go up. Ladale Ritchie puts it out. Here's Zelarna Barnes. Now McCarthy. Good first touch, but good challenge. No, Isaac. There are two to aim for on the right-hand side, and he just couldn't get the ball past the first line of defense for UWI. As the ball played forward, here is Beckford again, and goalkeeper Amal Knight, brave he was. And a late challenge there on Amal Knight from Kemar Beckford.
He comes with the trail legs, and I think he deserved a card there.
I tell you what.
If you could see the replay of that.
I think that he had eyes on the ball. I wouldn't say that there was anything malicious in that. I'm pretty sure that UWI supporters would say different. Coach Andrew Peart would say different as well.
But the likes, Amal Knight already have the ball, and he skipped and he go with the trail foot again. So I think that indicates something. Probably that's a warning from referee Nation.
Yeah, and tell you what, referee O'Shane Nation, when he gives you a warning, you know that you've been warned. Very stern, very dramatic with his hand movements.
Yep.
Here's Isaac, headed up by McCullough. Here's Zelarna Barnes. No McCarthy, trying to pick out Bell Navis. Good challenge from Sule Makala. Here's Humphrey. Belnavis. Isaac gives up possession to McCarthy. As McCarthy gets by one. And this one, miscued clearance. Leng on the right-hand side is trying to release Green early. Here now is Barrett. Couple of step over. Still Barrett. Maybe should have taken the shot there, Barrett. Now to Benbow.
What a ball.
Lovely
there.
pass from Cardell Benbow to Daniel Green. But the attempt to control it didn't match the pass any at all. And it allows UWI to get back in numbers. Here's Jamil Hardware.
He seems a bit in a rush there. Not controlling the ball and execute it the right way.
And Sule Makala. Now Benbow, a lot of space. Cardell Benbow. Harvey. Still Harvey. Can't believe he's taking a shot from here. And it's parried around the left upright by Amal Knight.
Wonderful strike there by Amal Knight. He sees... wonderful strike there, Amal Knight. He get a touch to it, push it away. That's a wonderful strike by Mount Pleasant there. He sees that Amal Knight is off his line. He tried a shot, wonderfully shot.
Yeah, I'm not thinking whether or not Amal Knight may have saw that late. I tell you what, it was a vicious shot towards goal from Harvey.
And then even Amal Knight, you have to be careful because the surface is very slippery.
It is. Here's a corner kick, swung to the back post. Aiming for Ricardo Campbell there. Came back across. Here's Cardell Benbow. Gets it back on the right-hand side. Here's Jamil Hardware. And that's slipped and then headed behind by Damana Solomon for another corner kick.
You've asked a question and said that in this half, who do you think will draw the first blood? That's indicated that Mount Pleasant, they seems like they want it. They seem that they want it going into this half leading.
And based on the run of play, you would think that Mount Pleasant, they've had the better of exchanges. Successive corner kick. This is 3 in a row. But none decisive, and the quality of these dead ball situation is lacking, not just from Mount Pleasant, but also UWI. Right. Here's another one swung inside. Again, can't pass the first line of defense. Here's Cardell Benbow, robbed of possession by Zelarna Barnes. Gets by another Zelarna Barnes. Can UWI break here on the left-hand side? Here is Barrett. Couple of step-overs inside to Zelarna Barnes again. Here's Barnes looking for options. This one swung towards the back post. This is a decent delivery. And Nadale Ritchie was alert to the danger, puts it out. So from 3 corner kicks at one end to 1 corner kick at the other.
Zelarna Barnes there, he's the one that I tell you, he's in Harkey straight. He's the one that gets in the attack. He passed 1 player, passed 2, get the ball on the wing. He swung that one over, and now David giving a corner. Can UWI score from here?
They've had number of opportunities to maybe get a goal from a corner kick, UWI. It's another one. A lot of plays inside the box. It's a chance. Good defensive work again. Back to Humphrey. And that was a poor ball inside the box. And here's the danger now. The break from Mount Pleasant. Here's Beckford. Gets it across to Daniel Green. Good turn from Daniel Green. Beckford looking to make the run. Gets it now to Leng. That was a poor pass, poor attempt to try and pick out Beckford. Good turn again from Zelarna Barnes in the middle of the park. Gets it now to his captain, Damana Solomon.
I think this UWI team, they're getting the interception quite very well so far. You can see they breaks up a couple of third attacking from Mount Pleasant Academy. That was a lunch there.
And that was a crunching challenge, but it was a 50-50 ball, so you understand the reason why the referee allowed it to go on. Here now is Belnavis, has a decent left foot, and just dragged that one wide.
Alwyn Harvey seems to be hurt.
Hey, it was a strong challenge.
I think he got caught by the hand there in the chest.
Yeah, but again, in a situation like that, both players only had eyes for the ball. It's the reason why referee Nation allowed play to go on. So from what we're seeing is that it was a pretty tough and physical challenge on Harvey. But what referee Nation saw was two players going for a ball and one coming out the better off.
As you can see there, Cordell Bembo and Sewell McCullough is having a little chat on the sideline. One is saying that, guys, listen, you need to execute this ball properly or so.
Still goalless between UWI and Mount Pleasant Football Academy in blue. Monday night football.
I see this Mount Pleasant Academy team going far again in this season.
Here's Jamil Hartwell, sorry, Romario. Here's Sule McCullough. Well, maybe he saw the effort from Harvey earlier and thought that maybe he could try his luck. But again, this Mount Pleasant team, there's mixed feeling because the kind of infrastructure that they have there in St. Anne and the kind of investment made by Peter Gould, they don't strike you as a team playing in only their second season, because they have so many players who would have played numerous amount of seasons
for different clubs.
For different clubs. So if it is that I get a new team, and it's a similar situation now with Malines United, who are
doing pretty well at the moment.
4 from 4. The first promoted team to win their first 4 games. Remember last season, Mount Pleasant Football Academy defeated Portmore United 2-1 in their first game. I think they won their second, but lost 1-0 to Dumbeholden. But if you look at Malines United, they're a team with a lot of players with experience. Steve Wright, for instance, would have played at Tivoli Gardens
at one point.
Devon Hodges played at Rivoli United, also played.
He's at Effortville,
yeah,
to Humble
also
Lion.
played at Tivoli, then played at Humble Lion, then went to Mount Pleasant Football Academy, would have had a stint in Vietnam as well.
Yeah. But as you speak of at Mount Pleasant, not Mount Pleasant, Malines United. Devon Hodges, I think is the physicality.
Here's a lovely play inside, a good touch, good defensive work from McCarthy there at the back.
Yeah, I think for Devon Hodges, his fitness in his days was a problem with him, even though he was a critical striker at the end, but a lot of coaches, a lot of people having some problem with his weight. He's too fat and stuff. But at one point when I first see Devon Hodges, he reminded me of Rowan Nelson.
Rowan Bumpy Nelson. There's the corner kick, this one headed out.
Very short, robust.
Yeah, was a prolific scorer, Rowan Nelson.
Yeah, I think he still has the record of scoring.
Still does the most goals
in the Premier League.
Premier League.
I think he break that from Kevin Pelly Wilson, who used to play at Arnett Garden.
A shot. I think he still holds the schoolboy record for the most goals scored in a schoolboy football season as well. He's just an outstanding player, Rowan Nelson.
It was 30 goals a season or 29?
It was 30 goals.
30 goals.
We don't necessarily see strikers like those. I think back to last year, I believe it was 12 goals, the leading goal scorer. Here's a corner kick. As Harvey gets it to Beckford. Swings it inside the area, but again, not sure what the Mount Pleasant footballers were thinking there.
Yes, and as you're talking about the goal scoring, looking for in the league 1, 2, 3 to 5 seasons ago, as you can see that the number of goal by the strikers, the likes of Jermaine Tuffy Anderson and all of those, they were banking the likes of 20 goals, 21 goals of the season, and you can see this dramatically drop between these strikers that 13 goals to 14 goals that finished the season last year and stuff. So you can see that there's a problem in our striking third, not only for the clubs but in the league generally.
I remember Jermaine Johnson came back to the Premier League and was leading goal scorer when he came back for one season. So we've now played 45 minutes. There's 2 minutes added. Here's one floated inside the box and went through the palms of the goalkeeper. And maybe that answers the question that we asked earlier about why Vargas decided to punch the corner kick.
Yeah, the ball is very slippery there. He probably won't feel comfortable just a while ago to get that one caught, but it was very slippery right through the gloves. So sure it's not that dangerously. He probably caught that in the back of the net.
And here's UWI again. This one floated inside, some indecision there.
Whoa.
Here's Cartel Benbow trying to turn his marker there.
He's a very tricky and speedy player. And you can see as a defender you have to be well-rounded to contain this man.
Yeah, he's very skillful, very tricky.
When I look at the likes of Cardell Bembo, he remind me of Jonathan Williams, who used to play at Arnett Garden, Little Johnny. Very fast and swift.
And here's a shot from Isaac, and it goes wide again. So far we've seen some shots from 20 and 30 yards out. They've looked decent, but nothing to beat Amal Knight in goal thus far.
And as I said, that the Mount Pleasant team, they keep on making their strides and their notch. And I think that one of those will be executed right and properly tonight.
They're hoping you're right. It seems as if we are going to go into the halftime break all level. And we will go into the halftime break all level. So
Referee Nation has seen enough.
Yeah, at the end of the first half, it is 0-0 between UWI and Mount Pleasant Football Academy. But Romario, from what you've seen, are you pleased with the level of football, and what do you think needs to change for these two teams in the second half?
I think the mindset of Mount Pleasant, they should continue coming on with the same thing in the second half, attacking. But you can notice when they do attack, and UWI, they get that profound of counter-attacking. That's where Mount Pleasant need to tighten up on their defensive line of countering those counter-attacks. But also for UWI, they should get the notch tight. They should be circulate the ball around the pitch. That long ball is not doing a great stuff for them. They need to get the ball on the ground and execute properly.
Yeah, and the Mount Pleasant Football Academy team, they've been good in passing for the most part, but they've not been clinical in front of goal, have they? So you think that in the second half, the Mount Pleasant team, they'd have to come out and be a little bit more clinical, a little bit more decisive in the final third to get a goal?
Yes, as I said a while ago, that they're trying their notch, they're getting their thing. It's properly working so far for them, but one is to be executed the right and the proper way to get past Amal Knight in goal.
All right, so at the end of the first 45 minutes here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex, it is the UWI, the home team, 0, Mount Pleasant Football Academy 0. And again, on the unfortunate situation that the Monday night football game could not be broadcast by the holders of the broadcast right for Monday night football. But again, thank God for Island Sports Network, who was able to step in and to allow you to have the privilege of seeing this game here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. But 45 minutes to go, still no goals in this one. Hopefully we'll get some goals on the second half between these two teams.
None other than Weatherman for the halftime show.
Just bust na Friday, just bust keep up. You're ready for criticizing? Suppose the man was a big tune. Why you bust no blanket?
You are pay up 3 eye in the jungle, yeah. All your best friend win you for your dinner. You know the time red and it a get wicked.
Surprise,
Yeah, big up yourself, big up the team. No, bro. In a life. Big up yourself, Naga. In a life. Don't know enough. In a life. Our real friend gone in a life. So show them up. Our kind of curses from mankind. God is the evil. You want me have three eyes in the jungle. All your best friend we can be a dinner. Just know the time red and it's a get wicked. Anytime you want try, you get the post fight. Like for fear and that me realize. People want kill it anytime you are right. You feel it. Never your bad mind, you hide. Anyway, man, I stick to it. Everything under control and life over this. Money, money and the slogan. Yo, jungle. Our real friend gone in our life. The success show them up. Our kind of curses from mankind. That God is the evil. You will be up three eyes and the jungle. And your best friend will be up Medina. That know the time and it's like get wicked. Tell you. We see the bad mind and the mind. The wall of them fly. Still man rise to the sky. You feel like not tell no lie. People want to see you just put up in a hole. Over them, everything I unfold. Wolf in a sheep clothes, no people support. Real up, them brave and bold. Our real friend gone in our life. The success I show them up. Our kind of curses, dig up on yourself. Over the name of soul when I'm on stage. I want to check out that thing when you're done when you're back on you. Dig up on yourself.
Yo, one more!
show. What I tell about inner life. Things are going on in the inner city right now, you know? We're on the screen at show there. Check it out on my YouTube, right? I tell you what if I like it gone already. Right now. Talk to the manager. No, pull up, no.
All right, so we're getting set here for the second half of this contest. UWI up against the Mount Pleasant Football Academy here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. Still 0-0, but it's a contest not void of opportunities for either teams, by the way. But the attackers from both units failing to beat the respective goalkeepers. As Mount Pleasant Football Academy will get things underway. They're kicking from left to right in full blue, and the UWI team in full white tonight. They're kicking from right to left on your screen. Here's the Dale Ritchie, gets it all the way back to his goalkeeper. So good early touch for goalkeeper Vargas, who has not had a lot to do in the first 45 minutes, to be fair. But when he was called upon, did well. Amal Knight would have been the busier of the two goalkeepers. And here's a ball that could have been very tricky for goalkeeper Vargas, but did well. And there's Jamil Hardware for Mount Pleasant. Sule McCullough plays this one forward. Damano Solomon will give chase. Gets it now to Humphrey, inside to Williams with a lot of space. The defensive midfielder for UWI. Now to Barrett. Looking for options. Barrett gets by one. Lays it off on the right-hand side to Humphrey. Back to Barrett. Barrett taking down West on the play. Free kick UWI.
UWI is gradually as the first off. It's a good thing, indication to see that they're trying to get the notches. They're trying to get the passes and stuff. There's a foul there, and I think this is a set piece that they probably can get this goal in the early second half.
Yeah, the first half, Ricardo Campbell and Ladale Richard did so well at the back with aerial balls. Do you expect them to keep it up in this second half? Here's a lovely ball inside though. Heads go up. It's Thornton Simpson who got hit to that one. Zalarna Barnes trying to pick up where the ball will drop. Here's Damana Solomon, gets by one, gets by another. Good work from the central defender, and then a peach of a ball over the top, trying to pick up Bell Navis, but good defensive work from Sule McCullough. Throwing taken quickly. Here's McCarthy. McCarthy stood down his player there, and that's an easy call for referee O'Shea Nation.
Yeah, so as you can see that he have beaten him, but he's drawn the shorts of his, so that's definitely a yellow card there. He didn't want to have the handle of this space for him to pass.
The first caution of the game is to Andre McCarthy, or Fabian McCarthy, sorry, from UWI. It's Vargas. Gets it to Leng. Was closed down very quickly there by Barrett. Here's Harvey to Leng. Beckford wins possession. Here's Hardware. Ooh, that was very late from Thornton Simpson. And the first yellow card is followed quickly by the second.
As you can see there, he turned his back, so he don't have a clue what he's doing, and that's a harsh foul there. And he deserved the yellow card. But you can see probably it could have been worse there for the Mount Pleasant player.
Yeah, Jamil Hardware would have had his period dealing with injuries here at Arnett Gardens when he was here. Also at Boys Town, when he was at Boys Town, when they got relegated, struggled with a groin injury that kept him out of the national team for a little bit. My memory serves me right, he scored in his first 2 national games.
And this for is a good player, as he can go for us back in the Manning Cup, where they would have a supreme team, that Bridgeport at the time.
He was a part of the 2009 Bridgeport team that lost to St. George's College in the final.
That's a final that I will never forget.
I won't forget it either. I was on the bench for Bridgeport. It's a goal kick for UWI. Played in that super team with
But I think you play at the time with Andre Steele.
Yeah, I didn't play at the time with Andre Steele. Andre Steele would have won the Manning Cup in 2006.
And he goes on to play for 2-1
in 2007.
And at one point in time in his Andre Steele career was playing for Harbourview.
Yeah, it was at Harbourview.
I think he called up to the under national 23 team twice.
Was in that team with Learman of Glenmuir. Thomas of Glenmuir was also in that team. Was that super team?
And those superb, talented players that Jamaica have, and where are they now?
Yeah, Andre Steele actually went overseas and just didn't come back to Jamaica. Here's
probably
Barrett.
find greener pastures there.
Back heels this one.
Lovely touch.
Here's Bill Navis. Good move from Bill Navis. Is he going to get a ball in the box? It's charged down, corner kick.
So the first corner so far for UWI in the second half.
In the second half. So interesting that you say so many talented players, and where are they now? Thomas, I believe, became a doctor in Cuba.
Yep. And also for this young player, he's played for Jamaica College. I call him the Davy Villa, a Jamaican Davy Villa. And there's Shawnee Walker.
Yeah, Shawnee Walker was absolutely magnificent for Jamaica College. It's a corner kick swung inside, not a bad one. Here's Zalarna Barnes. Couldn't beat Beckford. And Shawnee Walker actually played in a team alongside Junior Flemings. He's in the national team now. This one headed out. It's a throw-in. Remember, Shawnee Walker won a semi-final with Jamaica College on penalties, by the way.
At the Constant Spring
I
Stadium.
think that one was played at Ferdinand Park, where Jamaica College went down to 9 players for most of the second half, and Bridgeport could not score. Went to penalties, and Jamaica College won. They played Waterford in the final and won that contest.
And I think that lovely empire that Bridgeport.
It's a ball played across. Oh, what a lovely save there from Vargas. It was more reaction than anything else.
Quick reaction there from goalkeeper Vargas. The defenders of Mount Pleasant, they were a bit sleepy at their end. And that cheeky pass coming in.
And there's a slight did you know at the end of this corner kick that I'll share with a lot of persons. There's a corner kick for UWI. This one swung towards the back post. A chance here. Still Zelana Barnes drills it across. They're appealing for a handled ball. Here's Damana Solomon. It's Beckford. He's trying to slip that one through to Cardell Benbow. And then I won't even describe what just happened from Williams. Now here's a lovely did you know. Now did you know that Island Sports Network carries the Red Star Premier League season games every week? You can go over to islandsports.net or download Island Sports Network on the App Store. You can become a member for $3.99 US dollars, not Jamaican dollars by the way, with a portion going towards league development. You can click the links in the description for more info. So Island Sports do have you covered week by week.
Yes.
You already know that, didn't you?
Yes, I do. Island Sports Network.
Here's that
Oh!
a shot that, and wide of the left upright.
Just a little curve on that. Probably give the UWI spectators and the players their head down in the ground, which have put Mount Pleasant 1-0. But what a strike there.
So far in the second half, both teams showing intent. I think still that Mount Pleasant might have dodged a bullet with that point-blank save from Vargas. And it wouldn't necessarily be against the run of play because UWI, they've given as much as they've gotten. Here's Daniel Green. Not to Beckford, trying to turn his marker. Does well. Kemar Beckford goes down under the second challenge. So free kick for Mount Pleasant Football Academy.
This turn player Beckford he is.
Here's Sule McCallan
Good dribble
on the
up the ball as
side.
well.
Cuts
Whoa,
inside.
this
Sule McCallan leashes a right-footed effort that goes way over the crossbar.
You notice this Mount Pleasant team, their action coming into the second half here. They normally, in the first half, they will try to get into the 18 yards backs to execute their shot, and you're not seeing none of this. That's from the warning of the coach for UWI to saying that, guys, the back line is so sloppy, you guys need to tighten up a bit, keep them off track. So that's what you're seeing displaying now on the pitch.
Here's Barrett. That was a lovely touch from Barrett. Again, trying to feed Thorne Simpson. Good defensive work again by LaDale Ritchie. And is one of the adjustments. LaDale Ritchie actually played defensive midfield for Mount Pleasant Football Academy last year. Here's a shot. That was well wide. Was playing defensive midfield for Mount Pleasant Football Academy at one stage under coach Donovan Ducky. Now back to his more familiar position. He's looking downstairs at Pontiga Davis. So
but then again, you can see the versatility of a player. When there is a player, when there is a coach take over the helm, and they said that okay, then you might your specialty is right back, but I'm going to put you up in the midfield and stuff. Sometimes it can probably be a blessing in disguise. Sometimes it can be the killing of your position.
Well, I tell you what, based on my analysis, it wasn't a blessing in disguise for Mount Pleasant Football Academy. Here's Daniel Green. Jamil Hardware turns. They're appealing for a handle ball, and I tell you what, they may have had a case there. Here is Beckford, feeds this one on the left-hand side. Benpo. I think that the plan there for Cardell Benpo was to cut inside on his right foot and get a shot off. Here's Thorne Simpson now against Ricardo Campbell. Simpson crosses Elana Barnes. First touch was a poor one, gives up possession to Ladale Ritchie. Now to Daniel Green.
Mount Pleasant player appealing for the handball there, but there's no VAR in the Red Star Premier League. That's a good ball there.
But feeds this one to Green.
Oh. That's an opportunity there. They should have executed that one to get the first one in the back of the net for Mount Pleasant. But a wonderful build-up, a wonderful pass in the 18 yards.
If you ask me about players and positions, I've seen Daniel Green being deployed in the under-23 team as a centre forward. If you ask me, I don't think Daniel Green is a centre forward. Daniel Green playing in your front three can play on either wings. I don't think he necessarily plays well with his back turned to goal, and you saw the build-up there between himself and Kemar Beckford.
But I will say something.
The cross that's headed out, Campbell again. Now it comes to Cardell Bempo.
What
to
a
Hardware, then to
counter-attacking
Cardell Bempo.
there.
And Beckford went on his run too early.
That's a throw by Mount Pleasant.
It's Jamil Hardware again. Now to Harvey, Kevon Isaac. And the pass is cut out by Belnavis. Here's McCarthy. Ladale Ritchie, alert to the danger, does well. Calmly plays it out from the back. Here's Harvey again. Here's Ling trying to pick up Beckford. Comes off Michael Heaven and goes through to goalkeeper Amal Knight.
Yes, as I was saying about the position, that you're not playing into your rightful position, but isn't that the culture we need to instill into our players? So when they get in scout to Europe or the Americas, they can be a versatile player that they can snug anywhere in on the pitch.
It is true, but you do have coaches around the world who still believe in specialists, players who play special positions and not necessarily utility players. But I think there is a place for everyone.
Quietly so.
It's Heaven. And again, a real struggle here. It goes out, the throw-in to be taken by Plummer. And they are again stripped of possession by Harvey, who is going on a run.
Oh.
That was a strong challenge from Michael Heaven. And Paul Teagat Davis is actually on the field. But I can't say there's nothing malicious about it, because I think all there was in that challenge was intent. A yellow card shown to Paul Teagat Davis.
And also by the owner, Mr. Guri, is also railing as well.
I'm going to have another look at it, because it clearly took him out. I think what Coach Teagat Davis is actually contending is that an elbow came up from Michael Heaven. But referee O'Shea Nation is well and truly within his right. The challenge was a clean one. It's just a follow through that caught Harvey.
But knowing Paul Teagat Davis, a very humble coach, and you can see that he's very derailed by this. To even get a card, you know that something very malicious happened there. But is he indicating to the referee that there is an elbow there that's through?
Yeah, that's what he was contending. That's what he was illustrating to the referee, that the elbow actually came up. But then you don't have what is it, VAR that can contend a red card challenge. So the referee has to make his mind up in that split second, and what the referee saw was two players going for a ball. One player got to the ball, cleared it, and made contact with the other player. Whether or not he would have seen the elbow, Shane Nation, I'm not sure. So he has to call what he's seen.
Well, I guess we have seen our VAR from our standpoint. I don't know if the viewers can see the replay, but I'm not seeing a harm throw there.
Yeah, but the question can also be asked of the assistant referee Lloyd Edwards, whether or not he saw what happened. And you do think that Shane Nation may have put some trust in his assistant referee there to guide him. Here's Sule Makala. Now to Cardell Benbow. Inside now to Jamil Hardware. His first touch was a poor one. Kemar Beckford twisting and turning. Probably should have played the early pass to Leng.
The work of Mount Pleasant so far, I think they are doing very well in terms of getting the ball and passes on the flank, and to try to use the dynamism of Cardell Bembo to try to get a goal or a assist.
I've always said that the kind of pace and creativity that this Mount Pleasant Football Academy team possesses, that they should be doing more as far as getting goals. They were probably the best defensive team last year, not the best attacking team. Here's Harvey and steps over it. Leng. I think if anything that may have been a pass. Well, Leng will tell you that was a pass and not a shot. Well, I'm hoping he would say that that was a pass and not a shot.
It's very poor there, though. But watching the Premier League so long, and as you see in last season to this season, I think these clubs, I wonder if they have a preparation of taking spot kicks, because some of the time to see what they illustrate on the field, it's not like something that they have practiced in their training session. Normally when you look at the European teams and stuff, each a striker, so he's got 50 balls to try to take a spot kick.
I tell you what, there are persons who will tell you that the Europeans, they can take 50 free kicks in a training session because all they have for a day is a training session. Now our players, they come to training at maybe 4 and they leave training at 6. You can't necessarily practice 50 free kicks plus do other drills, work on other technical aspects of the game in 2 hours. And that's just the difference. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Mount Pleasant maybe go for someone like Keston Hall. It's a lovely ball to Beckford. Amal Knight puts it out. Keston Hall actually scored in their final game. Well, Keston Hall, it seemingly has gone over to the 4th official. I'm wondering if Peter Gould is listening and could very much be an assistant coach. They do have Ewan Weatherly as well.
Yes.
At Montego Bay United. Went to Harbourview for a short stint.
Didn't have the best of season at the time, and now he's back.
So Keston Hall introduced, and they've taken out Kevon Isaac. So they've traded a midfielder for an attacker, centre forward. So it would be important to see if it is that they're going to go with 2 at the top.
Number 15, Kevon Isaac. So that's Isaac, number 15. Out. Went in, number 11. Yes,
Good turn there.
There's Daniel Green inside to Beckford. Not sure what Beckford is trying there. Son goes out for a throw-in again for Mount Pleasant Football Academy. There's Beckford back to Leng. Swings this one inside. Here's Keston Hall. Comes
Benbow.
all the way through to Cardell Benbow. Then just allowed his marker to close him down. Here's Sule Makala. Swings it to the back post. Beckford tries to keep it in. Does so. Here's Hardware trying to swing that one in the box. Here's McCarthy. Now to Bell Navis, who is fouled. A free kick for UWI.
Mount Pleasant has been attacking, but there's just something that's still unlocked in terms of their final third, the final pass, the final shot at the goal. They seem to have a problem with it starting at the second half.
As Williams trying to pick out Thorne Simpson, does so on the far side. Here's Simpson.
Not a caution, good.
Gives up possession to Jamil Hardware. Here's Keston Hall, ball over the top. Here's a real foot race now. Cardell Bembo wins it over Damana Solomon, and he's brought down just outside the 18-yard area.
Very dangerous spot there. Very dangerous. Mount Pleasant, they can wade on to get this one into the back of the net. Luckily so, they will be the happier one at the moment. But let us see.
It's who they will turn to for this free kick. I think my money is on Jamil Hardware. I would probably bet a lot of money on Jamil Hardware. Should he take this one? Daniel Green is spotting it. Jamil Hardware is walking away from it.
So I guess you lose the bet there, Renardo.
I would lose my bet. But a free kick in this position, give me Jamil Hardware 8 out of 10 times. And I say that, and Daniel Green could very much shut me up from here. So the Mount Pleasant supporters sensing that something could happen here. And the referee nation explaining to the wall what they can and cannot do. No one saying to Daniel Green what he can or cannot do. Here's Daniel Green with a free kick. I did say give me Jamil Hardware.
I think Jamil Hardware might do something better with that. But you can see at that spot there, there's one player that comes to mind. I think he's in the retirement stage now. It was Bassa, Marcelino Blackburn. Is very dangerous on that spot. Yeah, Marcelino Blackburn.
Here's Keston Hall. And to take a left-footed shot. Again, they're appealing for a handled ball. Places referee O'Shea Nation. Mount Pleasant about to roll the dice again.
What a
That
ball.
was a lovely touch to Zelarna Barnes. And here is Daniel Green. Runs are being made. Cardell Bempo almost got through, but Amal Knight very alert at the back.
Seems to get a knock there.
You want to see that from your goalkeeper. Very decisive. And a yellow card goes to Cardell Bempo.
You could see the replay. Have you touched anything? Have you touched Hamel Knight there in the challenge?
I think he got a touch on Amal Knight. We talk about inconsistencies in the game, and I take you back to the first half. Similar ball played through. It was Kemar Beckford. Amal Knight picked up possession, picked up the ball, and Beckford stretching his foot and caught Amal Knight. No card was given then. It's a similar situation now, and a card is issued to Cardell Benbow. So here's a look at the challenge. Lovely ball played through, by the way. And Amal Knight came and cleared. And I'm not seeing Cardell Benbow actually pulled out of the challenge there.
Very early as well.
And got a yellow card. Now, Kemar Beckford actually extended his leg towards the ball and caught Amal Knight and didn't get a yellow card.
But it's a game of football that does happen in a game. And for referee nation to see there, give Cardell Benbow a card that which he sees something that we don't.
And that was his last bit of action, by the way. Cardell Benbow has been replaced by Johan Weatherly. UWI about to make a double substitution here. They're going to take out Thorne Simpson, who I thought didn't have a particularly good game, simply because his team went aerial And he's not going to win those duels against Ricardo Campbell and Ladale Ritchie. UWI, they've introduced Javonte Stewart, the number 22. They've also taken out Javoy Belnavis. And Ron Beadle comes in. So Javonte Stewart immediately takes up that number 9 role. And Beadle goes on to the right-hand side. So 2 attacking changes here for UWI. Trying to counter the 2 attacking chains from Mount Pleasant Football Academy. Here's Daniel Green.
Ooh.
Gets by 2. Gets it now to Keslan Hall.
Oh.
Still Keslan Hall. Not to Ewan Weatherly. And Weatherly loses possession. Fouls his marker.
I think he should have taken the shot there rather than looking for a pass.
26 comes out, replaced by number 20. Number 55, Ron.
I think Keslan Hall there, as you said, might have had the shot because his marker slipped. So the middle of the park left empty by Mount Pleasant. Here now is McCarthy trying to feed that one through. It's a challenge. It says left the ball here for the substitute. And what an introduction that would have been for Beadle.
That's a chance should be taken by UWI. Normally we know in the game of football, when you don't take your chance properly and stuff, he will come back and haunt you.
Yeah, clash there between Ladale Ritchie and it looks to be Sule McCullough. And Ladale Ritchie is down.
But you know, Reynardo, I'm leading to the end of, we'll probably see a goalless game tonight. I really don't have a winner much based on how the team are playing.
It would be the 3rd goalless draws since the start of the Premier League season.
Yep.
The first goalless draw would have been UWI Arnett Gardens here last week Monday. And then Humble Lion and Waterhouse through yesterday. And this would be the 3rd goalless draw.
Olympic qualifiers, women's Olympic qualifiers inside the National Stadium. 5 days of matches. Monday,
and Ladale Ritchie is back up.
Sunday and the following Tuesday inside the National
If anything else, they have hurt his pride.
$1,000 for the grandstand.
The goalkeeper Vargas about to restart play. And Ladale Ritchie now trying to get the attention of the referee. Play has to restart before he's allowed to re-enter the park. You know, it's Barrett. Now to Zelana Barnes. And again to the substitute, who is Javonte Stewart. So the first touch for both substitutes lacking. Here's Javonte Stewart again. Should be a Mount Pleasant throw. It is.
These two teams so far lack the intensity and the build up between the games. The attacking. We're not seeing that from Mount Pleasant. They had a better first half so far than the second half.
And it is one of those things, keeping up the intensity of the game right through to 90 minutes. The intent. There isn't a lot of teams in the Premier League that would do that, can do that. Here's Beckford. And again, this one was very late again on Harvey.
You will be cautioned.
It's to Jordan Williams. Now, I saw an incident yesterday. Kimani Arboyne from Arnett Gardens, who decided that he wanted to take matters into his own hands. Got into a real fight with some spectators.
Yeah, when I first saw it and I was saying like, really, this is Jamaica?
And I tell you what, I would probably be harsh to criticize for this, but there's no place for football, for that in football.
Yep.
And if I were the PLCA,
Yeah, but in some term, I think there is a legal action will be taken against him.
I would definitely look to ban him for an extended period.
Yeah.
There's a ball inside the box. It's headed out. Daniel Green trying to get to the end of that loose ball. Here's McCarthy to Zelana Barnes. Barnes looks up, trying to feed that one through to Stewart. It's what happened yesterday was no good PR for the league.
Yep.
You really want to make your voice be heard when it comes to behaviors like that. Here's UWI again. It's a substitute, got by 3 players before being taken down. It's Beadle. There's a poor effort there from Michael Heffen. You don't necessarily see defenders wearing number 11.
No. I think gone are the days when a person put all glorification in terms of a number. In football, they still do, but I was seeing that defenders wearing some numbers that midfielders and forwards were wearing.
Yeah. Here's Barrett, wears a number that an attacker should be wearing.
But do you think that sometimes that is a psychological thing?
I don't think football is a numbers game anymore.
Oh.
Here's Beckford. Trying to get by 1. No foul there. Here's Barrett. Gets it wide to the substitutes. That's Beadle. Zelana Barnes robbed of possession. Here's Kessler and Hall. Flicks that one through. And Damano Solomon there was trying to go for the acrobatic clearance. Came off Weatherly. There's McCarthy. It's it wide now to Plummer. Chips this one forward. Again, Ladale Ritchie does well, does very well, Ladale Ritchie. Gets it now to Jamil Hardware. He's trying to give possession to Keston Hall. Here's Hardware. Inside to Harvey. And Harvey's pass is wayward. And I think the look there from Leng summed that up.
I think the Mount Pleasant team is a little bit impatient though with their pass, not seeming to settle and to execute the ball in the right areas and to get a shot at the goal.
And it can happen when you've had your fair share of opportunities but haven't scored. All of a sudden mentally you think you're chasing the game even though the scoreline is 0-0. And Zelana Barnes. Now to Barrett. Barrett cuts inside, gets rid of Leng. Now plays it now and a chance. A shot deflects, but goes just wide of the mark. It's a corner kick for UWI.
Caught the Mount Pleasant defender there sleeping. Get that cheeky pass there. A good shot there and it deflected for a corner for UWI. Let us see what they get from this one.
And that's what it comes to when you've got your fair share of opportunities. Somewhere in the back of your mind, you're thinking that all your opponent need is one chance and you could be down a goal. It's late in the contest and you might have given away 3 points. There's a header towards goal, wide again. But surprisingly, that Williams was able to get that header off unchallenged.
The surprise is to see your fast goalkeeper Vargas. He's been talking a little patro now. He's been here for a couple of months.
It grows on you.
Yeah, rapidly. He's been around players that, you know, they speak the Creole a lot.
Here comes the best way and the easiest form of communication.
Yep.
Here is Leng. And to pick out Beckford. Good work by Plummer. Mount Pleasant looks as if they're going to introduce Evan Taylor. Can't say
A person
Evan Taylor.
who can distribute the ball very well as well.
Yeah, I think they need a goal scorer. Sule Makala challenged. It's a throw in for Mount Pleasant. Jamil Hardware. He gives up possession. Back to Sule Makala. And again, possession given away. Here's McCarthy. Ball over the top. And Campbell there. Should be an easy call for referee nation. Now we're into the last 10 minutes, 82.5 minutes gone in this contest. Still no goals.
Which I still believe are going to be goalless, this encounter.
It's shaping up to be goalless, but who knows? You can get a late goal. Have a lot of time left. Here is Daniel Green. It's tremendous work. Now Jamil Hardware gives up possession again. It's Campbell. Ladale Ritchie all the way back to goalkeeper Vargas, who I think will be very unhappy with his keeper for that ball. It's UWI with an opportunity now to get numbers forward deep inside the Mount Pleasant half. There's Barrett, good link up between himself and Stewart across the area. Here's Hardware. Gets it now to Weatherly. Keston Hall goes on a run. Weatherly checks inside. Here's a ball now to Keston Hall. Here's the chance for Mount Pleasant. It is Keston Hall. Cuts inside on his right boot. Still Hall.
Oh.
Did everything there except get off a shot, Keston Hall.
That was a close opportunity I've seen so far in the game that Mount Pleasant should have made that a counter bluff. But
so Barrett gets the better of Leng, but is brought to playing the run off a substitute, Stewart. It's a poor one. So substitution about to be made. They're going to take out Jamil Hardware. And Evan Taylor comes in. So the veteran Evan Taylor.
84-minute substitution for the Mount Pleasant team.
There.
Out comes number 7, Jamil Hardware, replaced by number 23, Evan Taylor.
I'm just looking around. I'm not sure what's the hold up here.
Seen some players changing their shape there at the sideline.
Amal Knight is still down, hence the hold up.
Seems not that he got early on has been plaguing him at this moment.
Could very much be active just to run the clock down. So now is UWI to resume play. Plummer with possession.
So Damon there is feeling a little cramp. Was on the floor and his teammate helped him up.
Here's Keston Hall again. Now to Weatherly. Weatherly checks inside again. Here's Taylor. Gets it to Daniel Green. Green comes inside. Second to play a 1-2 there between Weatherly. And I think the intention there from Ewan Weatherly was a good one, but Daniel Green just didn't make the run.
Wasn't thinking of that pass. Rather than thinking the other way that he would have turned and shoot.
So 3.5 minutes of regular time left. Still no goals in this one. And you start to reside to the fact that there might not be any goals in this one. Here's Sule Makala. No Weatherly. To Taylor.
Second touch of the ball.
Taylor just very slow in releasing the ball there. Evan Taylor here now is Zelarna Barnes. Picks out the pass on the right-hand side.
Can
Here's the substitute Stewart. Looks up, chips it towards the back post. Leng was there waiting. Headed out again. Possession still with UWI. Again swung to the back post. Gets it to Zelarna Barnes. Barnes plays it inside. Oh, what a chance that was for Williams.
Sule Makala is down.
And a good defensive work by Ladale Rich, who is also down.
The UWI team has got their fair chance as well, and they have done nothing with it. And as I still said, this game seems that it's ended 0-0. We have seen some end-to-end counter-attacking, but there's nothing profitable from these attacks.
There's a hope now that not a lot of time is added to this one, because it has dragged on. It's bordering on being dull at this point. UWI about to make another substitution. They're going to take out Barrett. And Jabari Hilton comes in.
For the UWI team, replaced by number 14, Jabari Hilton. Jabari Hilton going in with the 89th minute.
Who do you think would be happier with a point at this stage?
Yes, a coach would always tell you they prefer a draw than a lose, right? It's early in the season, and to get a draw, it will probably not be pleasurable for them, but you know, it's something that they can digest a bit going into the next encounter.
And the away team here is Mount Pleasant. So that being said, you would think that
they should be the happier one going back.
And they should be the happier of the two teams to the point. But you get the feeling that that's not Paul Teagat Davis, is it?
Yeah.
And throw in here for Mount Pleasant. If he doesn't get the win, he'll be very disappointed. We're in the final minute. Based on what we're getting, it might be 4 added minutes. Here is Daniel Green. Ball across the area. Ooh, that was tricky. That took a deflection. Goes out for, what is it, a corner kick? I'm looking at the assistant referee, the first assistant. I'm not seeing a signal. Leng goes over to take the corner kick. Indication of the 4 minutes will come up after this corner kick. Here's Leng. That was poor.
Not a corner there for Mount Pleasant.
So confirmation of the 4 minutes.
Official indicate minimum 4 minutes added time. Minimum 4 minutes added time.
So here's Leng again. This one across the area.
That's another corner.
Corner kick again from the opposite side this time.
But it seems to get goals from this, especially when the time additional time is added, and to get a goal in this third, that will just kill everything right off the gun.
Here's Keston Hall to take this corner kick. I thought that with his height, he'd probably be there to knot this one into the back of the net. Goes all the way across to Leng. Yes, Trevonte Stewart puts this one upfield. Evan Taylor plays it to Campbell. Campbell gets this one back in the box, and Amal Knight calls very early and confidently and claims that's the one. Gets it now to Fabian McCarthy. Here's Stewart.
What a ball
Ball
there.
over the top, looking for the other substitutes. That's a Beadle. Beadle gets control, puts it inside the area, headed up by Evan Taylor. Back to Beadle. Will he put it in the box again? No, gets it now. And this one whipped inside. Not a bad ball. Comes up now to Plummer. Gets it to McCarthy. McCarthy lays it on the right-hand side now again. This one headed up. Goalkeeper. Again, ups the punch. I'm not sure.
I've been saying that luck is on Mr. Vargas' side tonight, because he's punching those balls, and as a coach has said to you that when you punch the ball, you punch it away from, and that's a dangerous spot there.
Punched it down. Here's UWI, another 2 minutes to go. Amal Knight, that's not the best of clearance, gets it to Weatherly. Weatherly cuts inside. Here now is Beckford. Beckford goes by one. And you can tell that he's a right footer. Still no goals in this one, and we might not see a goal in this one. Only have a minute left of the added time. Long ball played forward. Nadale Ritchie gives up a throw in. And UWI now. And they're living on the edge here, Mount Pleasant. There's a whistle on the play, or a foul. So just seconds to go in this one. And referee Nation about to read the final rights on this contest that started out with a lot of optimism, a lot of fight, a lot of creativity, and ends with nothing between the two teams. So we've had 90+ minutes of football, lots of challenges, lots of shots, lots of corners, a couple of yellow cards, but no goals.
Yes, I can see in the first half, Mount Pleasant, they were the one coming stinging. UWI was being a bit laid back, but coming into the second half, UWI, they were trying to attack, but the Mount Pleasant, they seems a bit complacent. And to see both teams, they get a share of the pie in terms of opportunity, but none, you know, as executed the way they wanted. A good encounter, as we predicted, goalless match. I think it will be a happier one to going on for Mount Pleasant, because they are the away team. UWI, this will be their home game. And as for a coach, they both can tell you that they rather having a draw than going home losing the 3 points.
And by the way, before we leave you, just to remind you that Island Sports Network carries the rest of our Premier League season games weekly. Head over to islandsports.net or download Island Sports Network on the App Store, or from the App Store. You can become a member for $3.99 US, with a portion going towards league development. Click the links in the description for more info. It was, well, I want to say a lovely night. It was a lovely night because the rain stayed away.
Yeah, it's very cool.
And some decent football for the most part. No goals, but we do and hope you enjoyed the coverage. So on behalf of my good friend Romario De Silva, the entire production crew here, we hope you enjoyed our coverage tonight. Good night. But your big brother.